I love to photograph right before, during or after sunrise. When the light's still soft, the colors pastel-like. Early in the morning, before busy life even started, and I'm engulfed in this wonderful peace and quiet. There's just one caveat. That's usually a stupid old clock. But once a year, you get the best morning to shoot the sunrise. And this morning is today. A very warm welcome to the best morning to shoot the sunrise. Why, I hear you ask? Well, easy. Tonight's daylight savings time and we'll turn the clock back 1 hour, so the sun won't rise as late as today all year anymore. Which means you can more or less lie in and relax. We got up at 6, I believe. And you still have plenty of time till sunrise, which is said to be at around 8, I believe. Mila and I once more went to the Georgengarten, and my plan is to shoot the canal around the Great Garden, the northwestern part of the canal. Because I drove past there last week and loved the way it looked with the leaf trees having their branches hang over the canal, sporting their prime fall colors. Goldgelben Laub stehen. And that in the golden morning light looked really fantastic, and I'd love to shoot that today. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a bit of fog, and there's the slightest bit there, but I'm afraid it's not enough. Maybe it's too warm today, but we'll see. Firstly though, I've returned to these trees right here, through which I shot the Leibniz temple earlier this year, and I'd like to basically take the same shot like last time, though this time in landscape orientation. And this time with a wonderful colorful foliage in the foreground and with a temple in the background, which hopefully gets some fog, it's the slightest bit misty, and which hopefully gets washed in morning sunlight or something.
Irgendwann das direkt einstrahlende Sonnenlicht oder vielleicht auch nur Streiflicht oder ich weiß
I'm not too sure, to be honest, but for now I'm shooting facing the sun, and I really hope that it'll be as beautiful as I have it in mind. So whenever I have a composition in mind, about where I need to be and all that, I can't help but get a sense that I'm inevitably missing out on something. The feeling that there might be something around that's just a bit better. And in a moment like this, it's the right thing, if you ask me, to calm down and focus on what's in front of me and to do my thing and relax. But I can't help it. I get this nervousness anyway. I'm thinking back about the time I visited the Hamburg coat of arms part of the Devil's Wall earlier this year. I'll link to that video. I could make it work neatly because I had 2 tripods with me. Well, actually I do 2 today. But I had 2 tripods, was able to set one up and pin my main composition, which luckily I had scouted out weeks prior, which I actually have done with this too. And this enabled me to roam around and see what I could see. And still I get nervous I might be missing out on something. Right now I'm waiting for the sun to pop up and wash the temple, so to speak, in golden light, and there is in fact a tiny bit of fog. How do you deal with this? Do you feel the same? Do you get this sense of nervousness that you might miss out on something? Or are you just fine with having made a decision and that's what you'll get? Or do you have any other way of coping with this to make sure you're not overcome by this unrest and you start running around like a headless chicken to grab every possible shot you could get? Slowly the sun's making its way. Composition-wise, I'll just repeat what I did last winter, simply shooting straight through these trees, which nicely frame the temple, and this has given me a nice 3-sided frame, if you will.
eingerahmt habe dadurch. Ich finde, das ergibt so einen schönen dreiseitigen Rahmen quasi, der das Ganze einfasst.
I don't mind too much that there is not much happening in the sky, as I feel the temple is well enough enclosed, so to speak.
Weil ich finde, dass das Ganze so gut genug eingefasst ist.
I chose the 35mm lens for this shot, firstly to have a somewhat natural field of view. It's not too wide or anything and doesn't distort much, but that's just one reason.
Oder sowas, das verzerrt nicht allzu sehr.
I could have taken 35mm with my 16 to 80 f4 lens as well, but this here has a max aperture of f2.
Hinkriegen. Aber das hier ist eine Zweier-Offenblende und ich möchte...
So I can make sure I've got the temple pin sharp and have the foreground as blurred as I can get. So I have the colorful leaves blurry in the foreground, framing the shot, not taken away from the magnificent structure back there.
Und nur so ein bisschen den Rahmen bilden, nicht davon ablenkt, dass da hinten eben dieser schicke Pavillon ist. Ich stehe so.
Oh boy, I so much love it when the early sunrise hits trees from the side like this. That looks so cool.
Das sieht mega cool aus.
It's not enough to make me want to take a picture of this. I just want to watch and enjoy it. If only that darn temple would finally get some sunlight. It's well about 8:30 now. We've got up at 6 in the morning and I slowly start asking myself, why on earth? I guess the idea of the temple bathed in sunlight was an idea that just sat too well with me. I'm notoriously optimistic anyway when I'm hoping for favorable conditions, and then I sometimes can ignore that it's not looking anywhere near as good. Fog? Next to nothing. Sunlight on the temple? Well, according to my wife, we've tried that one before, and it simply doesn't work thanks to the tall trees all around. I must have forgotten about that. And so my plan for the shot doesn't quite work out. And since there's obviously no fog to be seen, it should be clear that my initial idea with the canal won't work today. But what did I just say? Notoriously optimistic. There's yet another reason why I love shooting autumnal sunrises the most. And that's to do with the sunrise being nice and late in the day, and you don't have to get up as early on one hand. And on the other hand, with the fact that the sun itself is lower in the sky in the first place. So the sun's basically drawing a parabola in the sky. It's moving up rather steeply, and the higher it gets, the flatter the curve gets before it reaches the zenith and eventually drops back down again, getting steeper along the way. And since the sun's lower in the sky in the first place during fall or the darker half of the year, it's already on a flatter part of the parabola when it's popping above the horizon, which means that the part of the parabola that's above the horizon in a way that the sun lights this beautiful golden color and all, this, well, golden light.
Das ist schön. Goldene Stunde Licht quasi.
That this part takes much longer for the sun as it does in the summer.
Deswegen ist zum Beispiel,
when we were on Iceland during wintertime a few years back, I mean, we had golden light at noon basically, and we had 3 hours of golden light before and after that.
Vorher hat man 3 Stunden, goldene Stunde, bevor sie abtaucht. Und hinterher 3 Stunden, bevor sie wieder abtaucht.
We basically simply had golden hour, blue hour, or dark night all the time. And so it's a bit more relaxed when you go shoot the sunrise in early hours in autumn. I mean, we're something at around 9 a.m. Well, let me check. Yep, 10 past 9. And there's the sun.
Und da ist die Sonne. So, und das hier ist jetzt schon ungefähr der Blick, den ich...
So this is more or less the view I have in mind, but I'd like to go over there. Here I find it quite interesting with the trees getting direct sunlight, and it also looks magnificent with the light reflecting off the surface of the water, illuminating the trees from below.
Die Bäume von unten noch mal so ein bisschen beleuchtet. Und auf der anderen Seite...
And on the other side, I'm hoping for the sun to hit the trees from behind or from the side. That should look incredible, as does right this here. I'll probably have to shoot that real quick.
Fotografieren.
Sometimes you really find gems along the way.
Unterwegs.
The view through these trees with a bench in the foreground.
Dieser Bank hier im Vordergrund.
Should I ever get hired to shoot a wedding in the Great Garden, this right here is a wonderful couple shot. The couple on this bench and the Ellie in the background.
der
The wider view alone is fantastic with 16mm, even though the scaffolding in this pavilion is a bit distracting, but it's still beautiful.
trotzdem cool aus.
Ah yes, and now with these two swans. You guys make sure you get over here, please.
Meiner Frau nicht so richtig widersprechen.
So I really can't argue with my lovely wife, who already expressed, to put this lightly, insufficient hopes for a beautiful view there, because, well, as I said, the fog's done for. If there's nothing to see, I'll end the video right here and now. Thanks for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you like the stuff I do in general.
Lass mir gerne einen Kommentar da.
I always need to go and see with my own eyes to make sure it's really not beautiful. Oftentimes I see something driving past thinking it could be nice, and when I'm there, well, it's really nothing, as in this case. This does look half as pretty as the other day when I drove past. I mean, if there was fog now and the sun rays were blasting through, that'd be absolutely gorgeous. That's not the case. Well, that was to be expected. I probably should have gone here first thing this morning, but the Leibniz temple was just too tempting. And still I'm tempted to take a shot at this. The colorful fall foliage, the green grass and the blue sky with just a few cirrostratus clouds. And added into that the white pavilion with its reflection in the water. I could not have taken this shot. I'm not thinking too much about the composition, I just trust my guts. Nothing overly thought through, simply doing what feels right. And sometimes I believe that's the best way to go about it. Don't overthink it, just trust your feelings. Once more, not exactly what I had in mind initially, but a beautiful morning anyway. I hope there's something for you in this video, and even if it's just a short break from life. Leave a comment if you like, maybe about your favorite image. Thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe to the channel and share the video. All this helps me reach more people. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.